So I'm going to start this over again. I had just recorded about 10 minutes worth of me just talking to this camera about the fuel system on this S10, and my camera went dark, turned off, and the video's not there. So we're going to start over. Welcome. I am in quarantine, as I'm sure most of you are if you're watching this around the time it came out. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do today, but I had originally, or I had decided that I kind of wanted to work on the fuel system. So let me spin this back around and show you what I've done. So as you can see, I've got the injectors in the intake. These are the original 5.3 injectors. I had tried putting these in the other night, and it's such a tight fit that I was like, oh, this ain't gonna fit. This just isn't gonna work. So I start doing a little research, and I read somewhere that the bottom O-ring is a different size on this versus the LS1 or EV1 injector, which is what this intake is for. And then I also read other places that they're the same. But either way, so I went out, I bought some O-rings for 98 Vet, which uses the EV1 style LS1 injector. I know they're different heights, I know that, but obviously these are very thick. They don't fit, period. They're thicker than ones in there. So I decided to slow down. Let me try this again. So took it back out, lubed it up, and I did get them in. I didn't tear any of the O-rings or anything like that, but it is a very tight fit. So if you're doing something similar and you're like, this ain't gonna work, just be a little patient. I'm not the most patient person in the world. Be a little patient. Try it again. More than likely you'll be all right. So injectors are in. I think what we'll do next is we will install the intake. I think, like I said, I don't want to do things I got to redo to do something else. So I think we're going to go ahead and install the intake. We'll get the fuel rails on, and then I'll start running the fuel line, and I'll go under the truck. Like I said, I won't film a whole lot under the truck because I hate doing that, but go under the truck and finish hooking it up. Here's what I'm doing. Got a ton of Red Horse and Big In Performance fittings. Somehow ended up with a Red Horse vacuum block. I'm not really sure why I need that, but so I'm using some Russell adapters. I got these before I decided to go with Red Horse, but these will adapt to the outlet on the 2.2 liter fuel filter, which the stock fuel filter in these trucks, or the stock fuel pump in these trucks, if you have the 2.2 liter, is sufficient up to about 450 horse. So I am adapting to what's there, and I'm going to run from here, which this adapts to a 6AN. There's all my stuff, which will go into a straight, and I'm going to be using Red Horse Performance push lock hose, which is over there. So yeah, we're going to go from that, and I'm going to run that hose all the way back up. I'm spinning around here. All the way back up to the back of the driver's side fuel rail. There'll be a crossover in the front. It is not a returnless setup because the return is already in the 2.2 liter flex fuel fuel pump, or fuel filter, sorry, which is the same that you can get on, I think it's a Corvette. I'd have to go back and look, but look it up. I mean, Google's got all your answers. So it's going to be a pretty straightforward thing, and I like simple. I like easy. So, also, while we're down there, we figured out the wiring harness issue. If you remember in the last video, or maybe 2 videos back, I can't remember, we had talked about, I'm not going to go through there, we had talked about them sending me the wrong plug for the neutral safety switch on the transmission. So instead of sending it back and waiting for them to send me another harness, I decided just to get the older style neutral safety switch, and I'm just going to install that instead of the single plug. It was only like 40 bucks at my local O'Reilly's. I know you can get them even cheaper on Rock Auto and places like that. It was just the easier option. I mean, I could have done it for free and just had them fix the harness, but I don't like to wait. I'm kind of impatient. So, all right, let's put this camera down and get to work on something. it. Intake is installed. Fuel rails are installed. I did go ahead and create my crossover. Now, those of you who are familiar with or have been looking at the Sniper intake with the fuel rail kit, you may already know that it came with a 8AN crossover. Well, I don't like to mix and match as far as sizes go, so I didn't want to have a 6AN feed line and then go into 8AN crossover and rails and stuff like that. So it would have been fine. It is fine. But because I've been kind of overboard on the whole aesthetic as well, I thought, might as well go ahead and create my own crossover with the 6AN. So I did go ahead and buy a 6AN to 8AN O-ring to go into the fuel rail. And then from there, I just used standard 6AN 90s with the blue push lock hose. I think it looks fantastic. I don't know if you've noticed yet or not, but I have been definitely focusing a lot on the whole aesthetic of the engine bay, and I'm hoping that kind of transfers over to the rest of the truck once I get to it, but I want it to look good, and so far, I'm very happy with it, so hope you guys think it looks pretty good too. So anyway, next up is I'm going to be, oh man, that's a tight fit. I have a 45 6AN fitting that's supposed to go there, but I may need to pick up a complete 90. I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot and see what I can see if it'll work or not. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get the feed line plumbed in, and that'll be the fuel system done. It's, like I said, very straightforward on this build. So once we get that, like I said, I'm not gonna film that, it's under the truck. So once I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and install the neutral safety switch as well when I'm down there. So when I come back, I don't know. We may go ahead and start throwing the wiring harness on. We're very close to getting this thing to get a first start. Just little odds and ends. Oh, also, in this episode or the next, I haven't decided yet. Depends how long this video ends up being. I am going to remove the vacuum booster. As you can see, and I may have mentioned it before, you can't put the back plug or coil pack on because of that. So I'm going to be doing a hydro boost conversion. There will be a video dedicated to that, but I may go ahead and get that out today. I'm not sure. But I've already ordered my hydro booster. I'm going to create my own lines using, standard high pressure AN braided steel lines. It'll look good. Again, it kind of goes with the whole aesthetic of what I'm doing. So, all right, let's do the fuel line here and come back and see where we're at. All right, so I got the fuel line ran. It was very straightforward, as I said multiple times now. Basically just ran a line up from the combination filter regulator into the back of the rail, and then I got the other side blocked off. Now, I'm hoping that's all I got to do. There was another line down there that may be an additional return. I'm not 100% sure, and I haven't done a whole lot of research yet. But we're going to run with this because it's going to be a minute before I get to the point where I can start it anyway. So between now and then, I'll be able to verify if I need to run that additional return. It won't be a big deal if I have to, just, another, actually I've already got all the fittings, so it'll be real easy to do. But I think that'll be it for this video, and if you liked it, hit the like button below. If you have comments, questions, concerns, etc., please comment below and let me know. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Until next time.